Over the past few days, we've spoken a lot about encounters. We've just touched on the key essence of it. There are various things we could also say. There are many things we could say. I would just like to end with this admonition that as we want to encounter God, as we seek Him, let's know that it doesn't have to be spectacular for it to be supernatural. Thank God for angelic visitations. Thank God for audible voices. Thank God for visions. Thank God for out-of-body experiences. Our walk with God and our relationship with Him, as we seek to grow in Him, to have encounters with Him, be sensitive for even the things that may be mundane. You can see God in them. God can reach you through them. God can use donkeys to speak. If He would take a donkey speaking for Him to reach you, He will do so. That's spectacular. But He can also use the sun, the stars, events around you. Something they may not even look as if it was addressed to you, but you can pick it and it can change your trajectory. I used to be very afraid that I was going to marry somebody that was going to cause troubles for me. When I talk about those days, people talk about different things. For those days, the issue of marriage was you want to marry the will of God. You want to marry the will of God. And once God says it, you must do it. So I was afraid that maybe God will tell me to marry someone that is blind, is lame, and says the will of God. What if I don't like the will of God? I was really afraid until I had an encounter with the Word of God. And the funny thing is that word was not particularly directed at me. I was just walking on a corridor and somebody was playing a message. And just as I walked past, the person just said, God will not ask you to marry someone you can't love. The will of God is the best that can happen. That word entered me. And it just, yes, so the very best that can happen to me is what God wills for me. And it says, husband, love your wives. God will not ask me to marry someone that I don't have the capacity to love. It was deliverance. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I have asked only one woman in this world to marry me, and that's the person I'm married to. I don't know what it means to have an ex. It was an encounter with the Word. I don't know what it means to say, you broke my heart, I broke your heart, we broke each other. I don't know what it means to have an ex. An encounter with the Word. It doesn't have to be spectacular for it to be supernatural. God bless you.